What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you an update on Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Obviously including the Enhanced Edition, which will be coupled with the release of the console version, as well as our third DLC. So let's get the interesting stuff right out of the way. This game will be releasing for consoles on September 29th. This will also come with the Enhanced Edition update, and everyone who already owns a copy will get the Enhanced Edition for free. Now, do note that the Enhanced Edition does not include the DLCs. It didn't with Kingmaker either. It's just a huge, refined version of the game. The console release should also see controller support for PC added, by the way, if that's your thing. That's something they have stated previously. And it will be playable on PS4, Xbox One, as well as PS5 and Xbox Series S and X with backwards compatibility. And strangely enough, it will even be playable on Nintendo Switch via the cloud, which is pretty cool. Didn't really see that one coming, but happy to see it. And last but not least, the Enhanced Edition will replace the base version of the game, which again is exactly what they did with Kingmaker, so not anything out of the ordinary there. But next up, we have our third DLC announcement, or the release date announcement, and it is coming on August 11th, so just a little under a month to go for that one, and it is called Treasures of the Midnight Isles. Now, we've already known what this DLC will be about for the most part. It will be an Endless Dungeon DLC, similar to what Beneath the Stolen Lands was for Kingmaker. And it will include a standalone version as well as be integrated into the main campaign. And while there are several ways they can integrate this into the main campaign, I am a little curious about it because the Midnight Isles is only available for one part of the game. And I imagine they'll probably let you go back at different parts of the game. So I'm just curious how they're going to handle that. Again, there's plenty of ways they could go there that would make narrative sense. I'm just curious how they're going to do it. But it will be available in the main campaign, which will likely be a smaller version if they follow Kingmaker's example. If you're unaware, Beneath the Stolen Lands in the main campaign was only like 15 levels total and had a bit of a story attached to it, where the standalone version was like 50 levels or something crazy like that you could go down to before you actually hit like the final boss guy. But the DLC itself is centered around the Midnight Isles and a set of islands that will act as our sort of roguelike dungeon to conquer and get all sorts of new treasure from, and there will presumably be a small story attached to it, but we shall see. What I want to leave you guys with is that if you remember, the third DLC here was the original end of the line for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous in terms of DLC. They announced not too long ago, a couple months ago, that they were continuing DLC for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous later this fall with Season 2 of DLC. Now, I think Season 2 is going to be especially interesting because we know very little about it. And at this point, they've basically done very similar DLCs to what they've done for Kingmaker, and Kingmaker only got 3 DLCs. So I'm very curious what their plans are for Season 2 of DLC. As I think, and the rumor is, that they are planning on fleshing out the in-game or just doing more stuff with like Act 5, which will be more like late game mythic stuff. Again, that's the rumor, and honestly, it's kind of what I'm hoping for, because I think that's the area of the game that could use some more improvement, give you more time with those late game mythic powers, which are a lot of fun. Which, speaking of, will be sort of available with the Endless Dungeon, as you will be able to run your characters and their mythic paths in the Treasures of the Midnight Isle DLC as well, which will help with build planning a lot, I imagine. That is all I've got for you guys. Again, to recap, console and the Enhanced Edition coming out September 29th, and we can expect the third DLC, Treasure of the Midnight Isles, on August 11th, which I will absolutely be reviewing, of course. Hope you enjoyed the update and the video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. But regardless of any of that, truly, just thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. May you wander in wisdom and have an amazing day.